I know. It's been a long time, huh? It's just been a long time. Let's see. Making soft baits. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's see it meet there. All right. All right. All right. I don't know if that hair is. All right. Hey, guys. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Well, we're going to make some soft baits. Got a brand new mold. And we are going to make sort of an opaline green with green flakes, but we've scented it. And we've put some Slabalicious in it. So let me, we're going to have to heat this up just a little bit more. Get it to 350 and get this to flow. So this is the color. I know, crazy, huh? It's going to look really good. And so we're going to pop it in for 30 seconds. We go to this other screen. There we go. That's not me. There I am. And put the chat dock up. All right, and put the chat dock up. Okay, chat dock. All right. So we are going to take this out of the microwave. And I'm going to point you guys down here. So I'm going to just take my butter knife. We'll mix this up. Now, this I put 40 drops in 1 cup of the opaline green and 4 of the white. A generous helping of the green flake and just a little bit of the scent. That scent, see, we're at 300 degrees right now. The scent really does help. 300's fine because I've actually had it hotter. I'm going to take some of this into my injector, and we are going to push real hard and fill this up. There's 40 baits in this one. All right. I want to make sure I get it in all the little crevices. So we're going to empty that. It really is a beautiful color. That is a beautiful color. It has been a very long time since I've seen you guys. Or you've seen me. Other way around. And I apologize, but I have been dealing with sign into chat. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Dude, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Let's go to this window. Okay. All right. It has been a very, very long time. So I have been dealing with some very personal issues, which I will not go into. But still in the middle of it. And we'll get through it. I always get through my issues, don't I? So we're going to, this is actually was fairly cold, so we're going to take this off, stick it back in there, because we're going to remelt it, and then take the nozzles off, And there we go. Now we're going to push this out. And we're just going to clean this out. Put that in there because we're going to melt that all in there again. And that cleans out my injector for the next one. That's very hot, by the way. That's why I wear those really... I doubled up on those gloves, by the way. I really did. How do I do this? But I doubled up on these gloves. There's 2 gloves in there. Because these boracite things are not Pyrex. They are heat resistant, but they're not the best. So now we're going to take the clamps off of this. And the clamps off. And we're going to take the you always overfill it because as it dries, it's going to like shrink. So I'm going to take that off. So now we're going to open it. And we're going to see if I pushed hard enough. So there is, well, I got green screen on, don't I? I'm going to take this green screen off. Properties, we'll take the, now we want filters. Chroma, yeah, there we go. So this is 40 of these babies. I know, huh? Is that crazy or what? It's a lot. 2 different sizes. So we have 2 different sizes here, which is great because this will be 2 different packages. So I'm basically making, I'm knocking out 2 packages per injection. So we're just going to pull these up. And that, we're going to look at it. I have a real fine flake in here, and it looks really, really good. Oh, it's hard for you guys to really appreciate how beautiful that is. But it really is very pretty. It's going to look really good in the water. Now, yeah, this stuff smells. What I did last time is I put the scent inside a bag and then I basically put it in. That's a lot of scent it uses that way. So instead of doing it this way, I did try it on a bigger bait by putting the scent inside the mixture. And this is how it turned out. And boy, they stink. Looks really good. So now, these do not have screws. So you basically have to take your clamps and put your clamp on it. That's what you got to do. And clamp it down really good, as tight as you possibly can almost. And that sets it up for the next shot. So now we're going to take this and microwave it for another 20 seconds, 25 seconds, measure the temperature of it, and see what it's like. Yeah, shoot it again. It really is a beautiful color. I might just do an open pour, so we'll probably do one of these 2 on here. Do an open pour on it. Put my double thickness gloves on. It's actually 2 gloves because one wasn't good enough for handling this kind of, because we're looking at 350 give or take on temperature. 350 degrees is a very, very hot. So we're going to this out. And we're going to mix it and try to get all these chunks melted. And that's what we're doing. Trying to get it to melt together into one wonderful little soup. And if you're wondering about this, doing it yourself, you really are just doing it because you want to. And you're not going to make a lot of money off of this, but you will be able to do whatever colors you want. And my set, I went to the thrift store and got the microwave for like $15. And so it wasn't very expensive at all. But everything else, is going to run you a little bit of money. I mean, molds, these are expensive. These metal ones, the aluminum ones. That's what you want. You don't want the stone ones. Stone ones you have to lubricate. Takes longer for them to cool down. Aluminum in itself is its own heat sink. So you need a temperature gauge. So we're going to measure the temp. 301 degrees, which is good. So what we can do, we're going to do an open pour. A little messy, but that's all right. A little shaky. And then we're going to take my injector.
Hey, Dad.
Hey. And we're going to inject. What's up?
I'm about to go run some errands.
Okay.
Gonna
shoot it out. And there we go. And that.
Do I give you a kiss?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't see you.
Okay.
Where you? So what errand?
I'm gonna go pay the second, which I completely forgot about, but it's okay because it's not due till the end of the week.
Yeah, they always call me.
Get my car serviced. Oil hasn't been changed in 6
Oh,
months.
you got an appointment for that?
No, I'm just gonna walk in. They say you can do that.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna go get my hair trimmed, just a trim, just a trim.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in a little while. At what time? A couple hours. Sounds like it. All right, guys. So we've poured this, injected that. Now we're going to take this off, put it back in there. And we're going to take this off. Take that a little bit out. And injector's ready for the next. We're going to all right. This was a nice. Usually I would heat this up. So, but I didn't. That means there'll be probably a few bubbles in it because when the hot hits the cold, you do get a little bubbles. So what I'm doing here, just sort of pressing the plastisol against the edge so I can take the excess off. And it just cuts it off when you push it up against that nice sharp edge of the mold. And like I said, if this was a stone, this would it takes a lot longer for it to cool down for you to do this. So it slows down your production quite a bit. Well, it depends how patient you are. Stones are a lot cheaper than this aluminum. So, let's see. Let's take this out. And this is a voila. Now remember, this is scented too. So that's a scented one. So, but you can see that, it's really hard for you to see all the pearl in it, because opaline green is a pearl color, but it also, we put those flakes in it on top of a scent on this. It's really, really going to look great. It's going to work great. It really is going to work great. So we'll put this together, and then we'll take apart the crappie one. These are great crappie softs. We'll only do one of those. And really what you want to do, when you buy, if you do buy these things, don't buy a single one. This is just, this shoots pretty decent if you got it thin enough. Oh, here, I'll show you. There's one right here. That's what it looks like. It is a real pain to do just one at a time on these. It's just not worth it. I bought that from a guy secondhand, and now I know why he was selling it. I mean, if you're just making a few for yourself, fine. But if you want to package them, all right. So we're going to take this out. Man, that looks really good, guys. These look really, really. This looks professional. And you know me, I'm not professional. Don't forget to hit like, guys. And hey, Native, it's been forever. I know, it's been forever. I'm not doing well, but we're working through it. My oxygen thing died, but they're sending me another one, so I'll have a new oxygen machine this week. But these are gorgeous. I mean, you just can't appreciate it in this camera. That is a beautiful. It's a lot greener than what it's looking like there. Here, let me see if I can turn off that filter. Maybe we can get a better picture. I don't know if you can really appreciate that, but it is beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And then you can see the swim bait. This is a 6-inch swim bait. Maybe you can see that. Oh, you can see that the flakes in there. This thing's going to sparkle. These things are scented. I mean, when people buy them in the store, they're going to love it. They really are. If I didn't have snow this week, I was going to go fishing. But we got snow. Of course, it's when I think, I could just, we have no ice fishing this year. Today is usually my big ice fishing festival. And there's no ice. We got fully open water right now. Let me get that up so I can see what you're saying. Barely. I know. I gotta get this hot again. This stuff cools down really quick, plastisol does, which is a great thing, but you're always nuking it. But let me see. Let me put it on a black background. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Let me see if I can get a better focus too. Let's see. Properties. Configure video. Camera control. It's on autofocus now, so autofocus doesn't really work. But let's see what we can turn that. See if I can get a better. Oh yeah, that'll look better. Autofocus off. Oh, there you go. So this is. There you go. That's the. This is the crappie jigs, and it's 2 different sizes. There's 40 total in this mold, which is like awesome. This right here, probably get a better look of what that looks like. Usually when I show you the inside, because it is slotted, you can probably get a better look at all the show you its guts. But that looks gorgeous. It really does. Again, hard for you to really tell, but that hopefully give you a better look at. We're going to leave it. That makes my table look a little out of. It looks like. Let me see if I can get the table to look in focus. There we go. There. I hate autofocus. I really do. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's there. I got. Where did I get this? This. I think I got this on Amazon. It was one of the rare finds on Amazon. This cost like $80 for this mold, but I mean to shoot 40, and it's a decent. Basically you're just going to stick it on these eagle claws. These 12s. That's all you're going to do. You're going to stick it on that, and throw it in there. And you'll just start pulling up some crappie and some bluegill or whatever you got panfish wise, or perch. You like thumper? So do I, and I like paddle tails too. But this just was a really good deal on this one. To shoot 40 in one shot in 2 sizes. I mean, to be honest. Saves you a lot of work, because usually you're only shooting 5 to 10 tops. You're not shooting 40, which is 2 packages easy. I mean, you could do 4 packages of 10, but I'm going to throw in one of these eagle claw hooks in with it, and it'll be a nice little thing for the kids when they buy it. I do have some packages, some little containers coming, so big enough for a business card size, and then we'll put some of these in there. We'll put that in there, and we'll make a little crappie box, a pocket box for a crappie and perch and stuff like that. As you go down in volume, heating gets faster. So we still got some chunks in here. We're going to measure it. We're at 305 degrees. So we're just going to mix this and see if we can't get it all to a dissolve. It's not. There's still some chunks. You don't want the chunks, because that'll clog up your injector, and that's no fun. Clog up your injector, you got to take everything apart and reshoot. Another 10-12 seconds on it. Yeah, this is really light, but you know me, I like really light tackle, so you just catch a lot more fish. The smaller the bait, the more fish you catch. Now may not be as big a fish unless you're shooting for trout or something like that. I will be starting to paint, I think. I'm going through some medical things right now, and some of it's psychotropic. And when you change your antidepressant, it screws you up. But I got really bad. That's why you didn't see me. I got real bad. I'm going to inject this, and we'll top it off. And I'm holding pressure on it. Really, I'm holding a lot of pressure on it. I know it's hard for you to see there, so. And then I'm going to top it off. And then shoot the rest of it out. Alright, and let that rest and cool so we can peel that off. So the color this is my favorite. It's called Opaline Green. And this is really dead on plastics. This is a pearl color, and then I've got this really fine. You have to use really fine flake when shooting small baits, or else big flake just clogs up your mold. So you really got to go as fine as possible in order to do that. So you have to get it all the way into your mold. But just look at that. It's just gorgeous. I'm glad I counted the drops. To be honest, I did count my drops. And that's one thing when you make, I have to write this down. When you make a color you really like, you want to duplicate it, and you want to sort of write down the thank you, native. Well, like I said, I got real bad. So it's one of those things. Depression is a very hard thing to describe to people, because everybody's depression is going to be different. But mine got real bad. And you almost lost me. I'm smart enough, I think. But I wasn't doing good. And then my health is failing again. I think maybe a brain tumor. We got to get I'm scheduled for an MRI. If I have to be honest, I want them to find a tumor, because it would explain an awful lot, it really would. Yeah, it's hot. Do not put your fingers in molten plastisol. You don't want to put your fingers in it. But I felt kind of guilty about taking a break from everything, because I've taken a break from everything. I haven't made one of these videos in ages, and and my oxygen level's really low, and then I lost my oxygen thingy and concentrator. figured that out. All right, so look at that, man. I mean, this mold shoots really good. It really does shoot very well. I mean, not all molds shoot this good, but this mold does very, very good. I wish it had its own screws. That would be the only thing I would probably want them to add to this. But surprisingly good shoot on that. I mean, that is beautiful. It really is. That's a beautiful, beautiful bait. And like I said, it's scented with Mr. Crappie's. This stuff is about as stinky as it gets. This is potent. In fact, when I put it in here, oh man, it's probably, it's probably not good for me. Because it don't smell good for me. But there's so many things wrong with me, I don't worry about it anymore. Just don't worry about it no more. I should take this. You really don't want to spill this. If you do, But this right here is 008, 0.008 size glitter. And this is from Barlow's Tackle. And this is the chartreuse. So it really is a very fine glitter. It's perfect for shooting these things. Oh, yeah, you can burn your plastic. You can burn the plastic, and believe me, I've thrown away my share of plastic for overheating plastic. You have to keep it. Your target really is for your first temp as at 350 degrees. At 350, you're able to really get the plastisol to mix really, really well. What's up?
I'm trying to log into Amazon and need verification from your phone.
Here you go. Have at it. So you need about 350 degrees in order to get the plastisol to mix. Oh, you know what it is.
No, I don't.
You hit enter there, and that'll do it. And then once you get the plastisol to combine itself, because plastisol will separate, so you got to shake it really well. I do use dead-on plastic. This is the best plastisol I have run across. Now, typically, if I'm going to go with something, medium size on this, what I do is I add, for flexibility and action, you can add worm oil. So when you add worm oil to your plastisol, it softens it. So, and you got to be fairly generous on that. And so this right here is the black sinking one. And this is sort of a medium. This is a craw tube. So it's like a medium density. But if I want it softer for more action, I literally add just worm oil to it, to this. And it will soften, it will make a more, it'll create more action in the bait by softening it more. So that's kind of what I do on that. And Dead On is the best plastisol on the market. They make an incredible color lineup. And these things, they're not real cheap, but they last forever. Because in one cup, you're only putting 40 drops in it, or less, or more. It all depends on what you want to do on color. But typically, for a rich color, 40 drops is what you do per cup. And then you're going to buy some of the some of the additives like the sparkles, the glitters. This right here is a chameleon glitter. I got this from Temu, and this actually works pretty good. But again, you don't use a lot of it. So that little bit actually will go quite a long ways. So, but 350 is what you're shooting for. It's okay to go 20 over, but do not hit 400. If you hit 400, that's burned. And then it's just, well, you got to throw it away. But fortunately, and it's okay to just undercook it, and just continue going up every 15 seconds or so when you're reheating a small batch like this, and just play it safe. So it takes you an extra 60 seconds to do. No big deal. Do 60 seconds. Better than starting over, on your formula and throwing away some plastisol. But like I said, Dead On, if you want the best plastisol, Dead On Plastics. They make their own plastisol and they do a really good job at it. Not the best customer service, but they do make good stuff. And you would think there'd be like this, I don't know, color formula sheet someplace, but I never could find one. So basically you make your own. So, oh, you like the transparent baits? I could do that too. I've done that. Problem with transparent baits, depending on the transparency, if you do a white one, it's okay. But if you put no color in it, which I did try, and it was just clear, fish don't see it. There's no profile. And they don't work. But this is perfect. And that looks really good. I bet you that's about 300 something. That's 280. Looks good though. So now we're going to put some in our, we got clogged. There we go. We push really hard on it, and you hold. You're pushing down on the outside of the tube with your left hand and leaning on it, just creating a good pressure on this thing in order to make sure that the tails are getting what they need. Because it's tiny. It's tiny. So I do have some new baits coming in. Some swim baits. So that's exciting. I also have, I think I got some jerk baits coming in. And what else? I don't know, I forget. I kind of lose track. I got to get my baits set up. Also, I do have a show coming up in April. I have a few vacations. You're going to see some live streams, which will be a lot of fun. I'm going deep sea fishing in March, next month. I think in April, I lose track of where we're going. Anyway, I think it's in April. I'll be on the Rogue River. And maybe, get some nice trout. on the Rogue, and that'll be really nice. I rented a cabin right on the river, you know, so it looks great. I mean, you never know though. It's Airbnb, you know, it's a Verbo, but my wife and I will be doing some vacationing. She will not get on a boat out in the ocean because she gets seasick, so it'll just be me and whoever else is on the boat, because I basically just jump on a cattle boat. Well, just go to a thrift store and get one. That cost me $15. You know, that's all you got to do. I mean, I just went to a thrift store and just got whatever they had. You're not going to get a fancy one. Don't worry about the defrost. You don't need a defrost. Just at, you know, a marketplace, you know, something like Facebook Marketplace, and check them out and see what they got. See if anybody's got a microwave. I mean, just buy a used one someplace at a garage sale. You know, simple. Now, so these right here have a little area right here so you can pop them open. I don't usually use it, but I figured I'd show you. And voila. And there we go. More. You know what? I do too. Very small plastics, tiny ones like this, are very hard to find. But mule fishing is probably the best source for finesse plastics. Mule, I actually, if you look on the channel here, I interviewed him. And now he's real popular. You know, you'll find his stuff on Discount Tackle, and different companies have mule fishing stuff. But I mean, that is, all the tails came out real good on that. And you know, this right here, you just stick it on that little 12, you know, hook, you know, toss it down there, you know, you're going to add just a slide weight, you know, above your barrel connector, and you're just going to send that down to the bottom, about a foot off bottom, and that's what you're going to do. But don't use a pinch weight, you know, those pinchy weights. Never use those. Those suck, unless you put them after the bait. But you're not going. It impedes that really nice little touch. Do I sell these? Well, if you want some. Yeah, I do sell these. These are, I sell them at Lake of the Woods Marina, and personally. So, but I do have a package for them, and so what you'll get is 20 of these, which is a lot. 20 should last you quite a bit. And it's all these, you know, there's all those or all those. I'll leave them on the on this thing, on this tube right here, and put them in the box, and we'll put a eagle claw hook in there, which makes it a nice little setup. I could probably put a weight in there, but I don't think guess I could. I mean, you got to put like an, you know, 1/8 ouncer or something like that in there. And then, yeah, it'll be a nice little kit for panfish. So I got this really tiny one, and not so tiny, although it's still tiny. We got small and tiny. But yeah, these are gorgeous. These and they're scented. They are scented with Slabalicious by Mr. Crappie. And this stuff is like smelling salts. It's like smelling. So I put that scent inside the plastisol, and so this is really, really good. I mean, it'll work. What else is there to do? You got scent, you got a beautiful color, you got reflection, You got sort of a pearlescence to it. I don't know, what else would you want? I don't know. I wouldn't want anything more than that. I wouldn't need anything more than that. I catch, if I go pan fishing, I'll catch 100 pretty easily. I mean, yeah, that's easy. Depending on the lake, of course, but panfish are, once you hit them, boy, you can fish them out and go to a next hole and fish them out. It's pretty simple. I'm starting to sell crankbaits and lures. You should check them out. Oh yeah, absolutely. I do airbrush hard baits, which I have, that's actually, you can probably see it. I can't see that, so let me see. So there's my airbrush area. So, so that's, and then I have, well, you can see some of them. Probably have a few up here. That's a neat one. I don't know. Let's see what I got. I also have, what do you call it? There's some fun ones. These are sort of medium-sized ones. We'll get to painting. I do have some new ones coming in. So, I love this one. This thing catches a lot. It was a really, really fun bait. And if you notice, I put a nice tailspin on it. And this is sort of an S crank. This has a beautiful swim pattern to it. And with that color and the bleeding gill, really makes it stand out. Great bait to use. And adding that spinner adds, if you do this to your baits, you will catch more fish. And you'll probably catch bigger fish because now it's a jointed bait, which is really cool. And then, of course, you've got, your pearl white. Basically the same bait, but without the spinner on the back. And sort of a bleeding shad. It's pearl white. And I've got, to be honest, I got a bunch of... This is a mess up. I screwed this one up. But I figured, okay, well, I kind of screwed up the paint job. But it came out kind of cool looking. So I used it and caught quite a few fish with this jerkbait. Jerkbaits always work though. And then finesse baits, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bait. It's pearl with orange and red. Really simple, but very effective. So, I've got hundreds and hundreds of baits. I've got hundreds of baits. How small do you make them? Oh, I've got tiny. Let me see what I've got back here. I've got a lot of really tiny ones here. Oh, this is a cool bait. This right here is a square bill, but it's 4 inches. I love this bait. Nice, good knocker to it. Really nice. I feel like a big bait. These are all finesse. I do have some really tiny ones coming in. These are all sort of a medium to small. This one's kind of, these are small. All right. So these little guys, yeah, those are great little baits for crappie and for trout. Great little bait. This right here is a lipless. That's a lipless. I paint these sort of a sunfish design, sort of like a lots of different patterns I can do on this. But the tiny little guys. But, you know, so cranks do really, really well. Oh, I do have a favorite one coming because I ran out of them. This right here is just subsurface. This one's subsurface. This thing only goes 6 inches or so down. So, I got a lot. I really do. I got some. This is a deep diving jointed. I got a bunch. But I love these giants. I love big baits too. So this right here is sort of an L bill. And that's a nice bait for, it's got a very fast action to it. It does this underwater. Really good action to that one. I mean, it's like a castanet underwater. But I have a lot of baits. I've got about 300 baits here that I can paint, but because of my depression lately, I really haven't even wanted to look at making anything or doing anything that I usually found pleasure in. My depression hit hard, and I'm not used to being joyless. So it was really weird. And then I've got, you know, I don't know if you saw these yet, but I've got these 6-inch open pores that I do. And so these right here are, you know, a great, I mean, these right here, you put an 8/0 beast hook on this, you could throw it anywhere. You can throw it on top of lily pads. I usually will throw them on top of a lily pad and let it fall in between the lily pads and just sort of float down. And boom, get yourself a nice bass. So, and then what I'll do is I'll paint with an oil-based paint on this, put eyes on it, stuff like that. So everything, you know, all my medium to big stuff, and even all my hard stuff is going to be hand painted. Really. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if I can get through this mental, you know, thing that I am in, and now that I'm switching drugs, I feel like I've got the flu, but I don't have the flu. But these last drugs that they gave me, which was a really high dose, I started hallucinating images and sound, and that just freaks you out. I'm in a basement down here, man. I mean, you start seeing floating heads, you know. It's kind of freakish. So we had to change stuff because the side effects were terrible. So now I'm gonna choose something else, and who knows? You know, I might have sex one day. I don't know. But this is, you know, this Slabalicious, if you've ever tried this, I've tried a lot of scents. You will never have something stink as much as this. This is like, thanks, real. I'll get through it. I'll get through it. I mean, nothing's killed me yet, and a lot of things I've tried. So, but last thing I want to do is be the person that actually kills himself. And I actually did admit myself, and that's why you didn't see me, because I knew I was wrong. I mean, things were not here right. It just wasn't right. And I knew it. And the problem when it's in your head, you're your worst enemy. So I admitted myself, you know, behind my family's back, and they found out. Of course they found out, but now now everything's just got to be controlled, and until I can get that right balance again and get that through and get me out of this funk. I don't mind being funky, but I don't like being in a funk. So, but it's been a tough few months, guys, and I apologize for not putting on content, but it's very difficult to explain. But I've never ever had a time in my life to where I couldn't experience joy. And when you're in a really bad depression, nothing gives you joy. Nothing. And it was terrible. I mean, I think I'm coming out of it, but we'll see. I have more good hours now than I do bad ones, or more good hours, not more than bad ones yet, so we'll figure it out. But this right here, this is really cool. But you guys deserved an update on me, and figured, I'll shoot this new mold. And this new mold is really good. I got it on Amazon for $70 or $80, and that's actually a pretty good deal for shooting 40 at a time. Like I said, normally you shoot 1 to 5 or 10 if it's a small one, but 40, dang, that's money. That's money. What we just did, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, so we did 160 baits. I know, but go figure. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I want to thank you. Please stick with me. I'll get through this, and we'll get back. But you look for some on-location stuff on the Rogue River and Deep Sea. So we do have 2 trips in the next 2 months coming up, because I need a vacation to get away. So we're going to, I'm going to be out fishing on some, open water and on a river. And we'll get those on lives and edited down too. And we'll get those, and as soon as I get some new baits in, we'll do a live on that, or do a video on that, and show you what I got, how much I paid, because you won't believe it. Always go to 6 Cents Fishing and go to their clearance area, always. And buy stuff that are 40, 60, 70% off. You can't make them for that cheap, and 6 Cents Fishing is probably the best hard bait pre-made, mass made that you could possibly buy. So I want to thank you guys again, and again, my apologies, and thank you for your understanding. Thank you very much. Thanks, Real. And we will see you guys hopefully pretty soon. Take care, guys.